Hey bookworms, it's Ethan here with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a series review on the Magnus Chase trilogy by Rick Riordan. So this is one of Rick Riordan's newest work, and this series was published 2015 through 2017. And all of the books in the series are Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer, The Hammer of Thor, and The Ship of the Dead. So this series is based off on Norse mythology, and at first I didn't really know too much about Norse mythology, so it was pretty new to me. But anyway, like I said in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a summary on all of the books in the series. As always, there is going to be some spoilers, so if you haven't read the books, I recommend you stop watching. But anyway, with that said, let's dive straight into today's video. So the first book in the series is Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer. So this book follows a 16-year-old boy by the name of Magnus Chase, and ever since his mom died 2 years ago in a fire accident, Magnus has been living on the streets of Boston. Then one day, his cousin Annabeth and his uncle Randolph come looking for him. Now, Magnus's mother warned Magnus to stay away from his uncle because he was a dangerous man. So then Magnus goes into hiding and he comes across his uncle Randolph. And he tells Magnus that he is the son of a Norse god, and he is related to Frey, who is the god of summer. Then Magnus's uncle takes Magnus to the Boston Bridge, where this fire giant by the name of Surt is destroying everything. So then Magnus, he tries to fight off the giant, but he is killed. Now you may think that this is the end of the book, right? But no. Then Magnus wakes up in this place called Hotel Valhalla. Hotel Valhalla is the heavens in Norse mythology. And he is taken to floor 19, where he meets two best friends by the names of Thomas Jefferson Jr. and Sarah. While he's there, he has to train for Ragnarok, which is Doomsday. Then he is sent on this quest where he has to try to find this sword called the Sword of Summer, which is the sharpest and most powerful blade in the 9 worlds. Also, Magnus, he has to try to prevent Fenris Wolf from escaping his cage. So this book is, I think, a really good introduction to the series. This book is around 500 pages, so it's pretty long, but I finished this book like in the course of a week. Also, the humor in this book was just so funny, and I really liked it. The second book in this series is Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor. So in this book, Magnus and his friends have to try to return Thor's hammer because it has gone missing. Now, in the old Norse mythology myths, Thor has lost his hammer 3 times already. So now he has lost it for a 4th time. And if they don't return Thor's hammer in under a week, they're going to be in serious trouble, and Ragnarok is going to begin. Also in this book, Samurai, she has to marry a giant, and they have to also try to prevent that from happening. Overall, this book was great. One of my favorite characters from this book is named Alex Fierro, and she has a really big role in this series. She is gender fluid, meaning that she is transgender, and she goes by he, she, or they, or him, and she is a daughter of Loki, so many people mistrust her, but she is a really good fighter. She's good in battle and combat, and she has a crush on Magnus, and it's not until the 3rd book that Magnus and Alex kiss. Also in this book, we get to hear more about Hearthstone, who is Magnus's friend, and it was really cool, to hear his backstory. And basically, Hearthstone, he is deaf, so he can't hear, and he, uses sign language to talk. And when he was really young, his younger brother was killed by a wolf by a well, so his father blamed Hearthstone for that. So all of his life, Hearthstone has felt ashamed, and he's felt like, he has no real family. And that's why when he was younger, he ran away. And finally, the conclusion to the series is Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead. This book is really powerful, and this is probably the best book in the Magnus Chase series. What was really cool about this book was that at the beginning of the story, we got a cameo appearance from Percy Jackson. And even though he was only in this book for about 20 pages, it was still cool, to see him in this book. The first chapter of the book is actually called Percy Jackson Does His Level Best to Kill Me. So, basically the main premise of this book, though, is that Loki, who is the god of trickery, he is going to sail to Naglfar, and he is going to travel in his ship called the Ship of the Dead. Now, the Ship of the Dead is made out of toenails. I'm gonna puke. Yes, guys, the ship is built out of dead people's toenails. Now, he wants to sail to Naglfar to start Ragnarok, which is Doomsday, so Magnus and his friends have to try to stop him. And at the end of the book, Magnus wins by outsmarting Loki in a contest. What is also really cool about this book is that we got some backstories from all of my favorite characters. Like, we got to hear about Thomas Jefferson Jr., Alex, and Mallory. So now I'm going to be giving you a backstory about them. So Thomas Jefferson Jr., he was a slave in the 1800s, and you guys probably know, from history class that back then African Americans weren't treated very nice, and they were treated poorly, and they were slaves. And the same thing goes for Thomas Jefferson Jr. He was a slave, and he served in the Union. Then we have Alex, and her father was really drunk and abusive, and when Alex came out as transgender, her father didn't really respect her, and he didn't respect her perspectives and point of views, and, she doesn't really feel like she has a family. And also Alex, she's really into pottery, and, she does all of these crafts, and she is just her. She doesn't care what people think about her. She has girl power, and she's strong, and she can easily persevere. Then we have Mallory, and she is from Ireland, and she died by detecting a bomb that was going to go off in a car. One of my favorite scenes from this book was when Magnus and Alex had their kiss. I feel like that scene was really romantic, and Rick Riordan did a great job on rating that. Now, I know a lot of people who hate the Magnus Chase series, and I'm actually the complete opposite of that. I think the Magnus Chase series is a great series, and I'd recommend it to anybody who likes Norse mythology. But anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on another video. Peace out.